Andy, I know, there's no getting away from it, mate. Really poor.
Tough times.
Yeah, worrying start for Everton. I mean, a lot of people pre-season thought they might struggle. I actually, I'll be honest, my view was that I thought it'd been the last season, obviously, at the old ground.
Yeah.
I thought they'd be fine. I just thought the passion in the old stadium they'd be fine and they would get enough. And listen, it's still very, very early.
Yes.
But not good signs early on.
Not good signs. Look, the first goal, the Bissouma goal, was a good strike.
Yeah.
And then what you don't want to do is then hand Tottenham anything unnecessary. Jordan Pickford, and we're going to come on to goalkeepers later on in the show, Ali.
I know, mate.
I think the standard of goalkeeping is getting worse, right? I really do. And I'm amazed that Jordan Pickford has shown playing for England that he's a very capable goalkeeper. And what he did at the weekend I think is not good enough, unacceptable. And he's not alone. Muric, the boy at Ipswich, did the same thing up at City. And across the leagues, we are seeing this time in the sports history where goalkeepers are being asked to do stuff that they're not particularly comfortable with doing.
Yeah.
And time again, they're putting their teams in trouble unnecessarily, taking wrong options. And I think it's irresponsible. I do. I don't think every manager wants their team to play and roll it out from the back. But I don't think any manager is going to sack a goalkeeper because he puts his foot through it, because he feels under pressure and he doesn't want to concede anything daft, particularly at a club that are struggling. And I'm amazed Jordan Pickford allowed himself to get done by Son in that fashion. I really am.
No, but see if you're a forward nowadays. I'm thinking a clever forward, somebody like Rush, Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler, Righty, boys like that, right?
Oh,
you'll con the goalkeeper. You kid on, you're not interested,
and then you're after him.
Yep.
And
you know something? You might only get him one time out of 5, or one time out of 6 or 7.
Yes.
But you'll get him.
But you'll catch him.
You'll absolutely catch him. I'm with you, mate. If I'm a manager or a coach or indeed a teammate, I want my goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet. Yeah. And if that means not getting caught and actually I need to go long one here, I need to play one over the left back's head or go over to the right back and try and get a flick on, then you've surely got to do that rather than take any sort of chance.
Your job as a goalkeeper is to keep the thing out the net, is to make sure that if you end up making half a dozen reasonable, comfortable saves, come and catch a few, boot the ball up the middle of the field, throw it out to your fullback, then you're doing your job. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I think too many goalkeepers now are getting wrapped up in what Pep Guardiola has started years ago. Right, a good few years ago now with the stuff out from the back. He's brought it here. He's the guy that it gets the right people that are able to do it. That's one reason why Joe Hart was moved on. That's the reason why.
Andy, that's your point, and your point's 100% right. That's fine, and it's all fitting well if you've got boys that can do it, right? But all of a sudden, if you're asking boys to do it that A, aren't used to doing it, or more importantly, B, aren't capable of doing it,
no.
You're shooting yourself in the foot.
It's mad. I think it's madness, and I do think for teams that that are under pressure a little bit, I think it's the last type of goal that you should be conceding. You should not be conceding something in that fashion. If someone knocks one in the Premier League from 25 yards in your top corner, there ain't much you can do about that. But giving away goals in that fashion when you're a team that's struggling, low on confidence, is unforgivable. It's unnecessary. Don't need to do it. And I think it's high time that when the goalies are out there between the sticks, they got the ball at their feet. If they're not sure, if at any point they're not sure, serve it forward.
Yep.
Serve it forward.
Flip side of the coin, Andy, because it's only fair we talk about Spurs, who I thought enjoyed their game against Leicester, where I thought first half they were excellent. Then second half, obviously Vardy scores a goal and the finish is one each. And then a really, really comfortable, and from their point of view, excellent performance, probably just what the doctor ordered.
Yep.
Do you think that's what we're going to get from Spurs this season? A little bit of everything. I mean, I thought the first half against Leicester, the away game on the Monday night, I thought they were terrific.
Yes, they could have got 3, couldn't they? Really, in the first half at Leicester, they could have done. Great win for them. Yep, I enjoy watching them play. I like Mickey van der Ven. I think he's
so do I, mate.
Exceptional talent.
So do I.
And again, one of these kind of modern breed of centre halves that are A bit like Saliba, so quick and so powerful. And when he burst forward, as he did for one of the goals, I think Son's goal, the final goal, he ran like 60-odd yards, like an 100-metre sprinter, didn't he? Straight through the middle of the field. No one getting near him, no one can catch him.
Andy, his pace is unbelievable.
It is incredible, it really is. And so there's a lot I kind of like about Spurs. Where they're going to end up, not quite sure, mate. I'm not sure if I don't think they've got enough to muscle in the top 4, but they shouldn't be far away from it.
I think you're probably right, mate. Everton fans and Spurs fans indeed. How are you feeling this morning? Everton fans, you're a little bit depressed. Are you concerned? Give us a call, 03717 223344. Spurs fans, was that just with tonic? Was that just what the doctor ordered at the weekend? Now, also on Saturday, Erling Haaland scored another Premier League hat-trick as Man City beat Ipswich 4-1 after taking a shock 1-0 lead. The Tractor Boys were 3-1 down 9 minutes later before Haaland secured his hat-trick in the second half. After the match, City manager Pep Guardiola said the Norwegian can be used in the same sentence as Messi and Ronaldo when it comes to goal scoring.
You know, the level of, I think Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi control the top goal scorers in the last 10, 50, 20 years, 15. And yeah, he can sit in the Messi Cristiano table. In terms of score goal, he had the feeling they're getting improved in some details, in open play and being both in the game, but we need him there. So with players like Rico, like Kevin, like Gundo, like Bernardo, like all these type of players, like have the vision to make a pass. His movement is unbelievable. His finisher, his composure in the penalty spot, and yeah, I think he's really happy, and we're happy for that.
It's amazing, Andy. Now, before everybody starts getting carried away, and I've already said that Pep said it can be used in the same sentence as Messi and Ronaldo, you've got to follow up by saying when it comes to goal scoring, and I think that's fair. He is, in my opinion, Andy, he's just an old-fashioned machine.
He is a machine, isn't
he's powerful, he's quick, all he wants to do is score goals. You can see him, watching him. I can't remember watching a centre-forward who doesn't disguise the fact that he doesn't really want to get involved at all in link-up play. Do you know what I mean? You're laughing there because you think he must be a hero of mine. Well, but he has, mate. You can see De Bruyne and the boys get the ball, and he's like, I'm going to have to drop off here and link up for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can actually see his pain, and then he lays it off, and he says he'll make a beeline for the box. You know?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Andy, his goals at the weekend were obviously great, but I actually really enjoyed his goal against Chelsea.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, where he shows a
great
brilliant
footwork in that tight area.
Brilliant strength, and then a lovely little bit. Yeah, the little dink was fantastic.
Brilliant.
And there's nothing at this moment in time that's going to tell us or show us that he's going to have nothing other than an absolutely prolific season again.
Yeah, it's so true. Going back to what you said about him. I remember John Aldridge, what a great finisher Aldo was, right? Great goal scorer. You know, he could ruin a five-a-side, Aldo, do you know what I mean? He could, but he was an unbelievable finisher. And, John, he used to say, people always on about, show us a trick. And Aldo said, I'll show you a trick. And he just used to toe him one in from 6 yards, do you know what I mean? Because it's true, he had that unbelievable knack and feel for scoring goals. This guy, sometimes you watch him and he goes through for minutes through the game.
It's amazing.
Where he don't get they're not even looking at him. They're not even going to give him the ball. Do you know what I mean? They're just keeping it and they're keeping it and they're keeping it and they're restarting. They go, and he doesn't get too disappointed because he knows with those great players around him, at some point they're gonna find him. And again, like you, Ali, that goal he got against Chelsea was brilliant. The first touch and the control, and in tight company, he managed to finish that brilliantly. We know that if he's running onto things and he gets one touch out of his left foot, he hits them and they go flying in as well. But and the goal, I think his second one at the weekend was a great goal. De Bruyne, it was just looped. Was it just turned it round the corner? And the goalie's got himself in a bad position. but he just nods it past him.
But he's got to lift it.
Still got a bit to do, hasn't he?
Aye. I mean, I think that's a little bit harder than perhaps it looks to the common eye, because you think it's a kind of tap in, but he knows there's a defender there that's capable of perhaps sliding if he taps it in.
Exactly.
So he lifts it.
He lifts it. Brilliant.
Cute.
Very, very good. The third one was just, as I said, he got back to goal and eventually gets the ball just on his left foot. Don't even look up. Just has that feel and just knows where the goals are and turns and belts it, and it goes flying in the corner. So he is a machine, and it must be. I mean, look, City are good enough in their own right, but to have someone like him leading the line is such a bonus for them, because you just know that he's got that cold-blooded killer instinct when he needs to have it. He's brilliant. He's amazing.
Andy, he's probably our City are probably the only team. There's absolutely no guarantees, obviously, with injury and things like that. But City would probably be the one team for me right now that would think they've got somebody that will guarantee them 30 goals a season. Yeah. Now, if you've got that, what a start that is, mate. Incredible. Okay, pal. Now, coming up, it is, of course, Unbelievable Ref.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.